Today we're answering the question, are groceries in Mexico really cheaper than in the US? After publishing many different cost of living videos from across Mexico, we received so many shocked comments about the high cost of groceries, including this comment from Beer Stud, who said, seems like it's not really any cheaper than in the States. So we're about to do a grocery run here in the US before traveling to Mexico to buy the exact same items, and we're going to find out once and for all, are groceries in Mexico actually cheaper than here in the US? Thank you, Beer Stud, for inspiring this video. Vámonos! Welcome to Walmart, the home of everyday low prices. So what we're getting here today is what we typically buy item for item in Mexico. So first up, we're going to start with produce. These are the fruits and veggies we get every single time. So this is 87 cents per avocado. I actually thought it was going to be much more expensive, but it actually feels kind of comparable to Mexico. I'm not exactly sure, but let's actually jump to Mexico and see how much one avocado costs. So here in Mexico, avocados are not sold by the unit, but by kilo. So it's 69 pesos per kilo. We'll add our avocado to the scale, 0.175. I think that is about $60 cents. We'll put it here. I think slightly cheaper here in Mexico.
So that is it for the most basic fruit and veggies, and now we're gonna check out the prices for the most controversial item when you're talking about grocery prices. Eggs.
So we usually buy the most affordable free-range eggs, and actually the Vital Farms eggs here in Walmart are like $6. When we're back home in Florida, I think they're like $11 at Publix. So I think the main lesson here is like shop at Walmart. But yeah, $5.92 for Vital Farms. I think Mexico also has free range, so it'll be a pretty fair comparison. And now other personal essentials, like milk. So with coffee, I think it's one of those things that you hear is getting more expensive in the US because of the tariffs, but I feel like there's also just so many options that there are affordable coffees and more expensive coffees. We're gonna get what we typically get when we go shopping, both here in the US and in Mexico. So we'll go with a Pete's medium roast, about $10. Starbucks on the ground. But I think in both countries there's like a lot of options. What's unique in Mexico, a lot of the coffees that we get are Mexican, but I think they're still similarly priced. We'll see.
This is the exact bread that we get in Mexico. What is that?
Very inflated. Little pillows. Chips.
We didn't do that. Just for the
Samplers. Peanut butter is like 50% of my calorie intake. In the US, they have many more options, and I think it actually will be cheaper here than in Mexico. Then crema de maní. Cacahuate. Jeez, vale. $4.12.
Just a couple general observations here. The international section is huge. We're not going to do that for this video, but just in comparison, we always get international products here in the US and in Mexico, and the options are very different. And number two, we are in Florence, Kentucky right now, and everything in the signs is also in Spanish, which is really nice. So you can practice your Spanish.
So we were planning on getting a US beer to compare to a national beer in Mexico, but actually Dos Equis here is cheaper than Miller Lite and substantially better. So we're getting this. Usually we get Negra Modelo or what's the other one? Bohemia Oscura. We'll get that in Mexico, but Dos Equis it is. And last but not least, we have ground beef and chicken breast. This is 93.7 ground beef. I think they have that in Mexico too. This is free range chicken. I'm pretty sure they don't have that in Mexico. The free range chicken is $5.46 a pound. I'm starting to think that groceries might actually be cheaper here in US, at least in Walmart.
Yeah.
So let's go check out and see what the total was. All right, so our total at Walmart in the US for these items was $86.54, including tax. I'm a little bit surprised. So I know more or less what we pay in Mexico, and it's, I think, pretty similar to this. So before this, I was very firmly in the camp that Mexico's groceries are cheaper by at least 20%. Now that I see this, I'm not so sure. Time to go to Mexico and find out.
Oh, hey guys, nice to see you in Mexico. We're about to head into Walmart here in Merida to buy the exact same items that we got in the US. And just a heads up, we've been here for about a month and the grocery prices have been really high. I would generally not be surprised if the final bill or receipt is more expensive here than it was in the US. But before we continue with this super scientific test, you're probably watching this video because you're interested in moving to Mexico, and that journey starts with you guys getting Mexican residency. Once you start with that part of the process, you're gonna realize that it can be a little bit overwhelming and confusing. But we created a free resource that's gonna make it all so much easier for you. It's called the 5-Minute Mexican Residency Cheat Sheet, and it guides you through each step of getting residency so you can stop dreaming about moving to Mexico and actually take real steps toward making it a reality. If you want to get it, just check the first pinned comment or check the link in the description and get your own 5-Minute Mexican Residency Cheat Sheet. Now, let's go inside of Walmart to see how much we spent here.
Pineapple and bananas. We never leave a grocery store without them. So for you guys to know, everything here is obviously priced in pesos and also priced in kilos. That's very different from the US. So we're gonna have to do some math today and do some conversions to pounds and also to the US dollar. So we're not gonna be able to do that in real time, but we'll put the dollar amount for what we paid for everything, like the pineapple and the banana, on the screen. And we're using the exchange rate of today, which is 18.4 pesos per dollar. And that's what it is. This fluctuates, but this is the best we can do. Let's go shopping. So that's it for the produce section. One observation, the produce here is actually a lot nicer and more exciting than in the US. There are a ton of local products like Yucatecan products, huge squashes, all sorts of fun stuff. But now it's time to check out the rest of the store. Vamos. So back to the super controversial grocery item, eggs or huevos. So I thought that we bought free range in Mexico, and they do have them, but we've totally never gotten these before. They look very nice. These are about, I think, $4.50 per 12. The other one's like cage-free. That's called libre de jaula. That's what we usually get, but I didn't know what jaula meant, so I thought it was free range, but it's just cage-free. That's like 60% the price of these. So I'm really grateful that Greek yogurt has become a thing here in Mexico because we eat a ton of it. That's what you gotta look for. Sin azúcar, without added sugars.
By we, he means
Me. This is like a day and a half. And I think this is slightly cheaper than in the US, but like, yeah, un poquito. Now, the all-important coffee. This is the one we always get, coffee from Veracruz. It is very, very good. And I know for certain that the price here in Mexico hasn't gone up since we were here in January and February. This is, I'm pretty sure, cheaper than the US.
we'll see.
So peanut butter here in Mexico is kind of a funny thing. It feels like every time you come to the store, there's like new brands or a lot of things missing. I mean, they always have like the Jif and the Skippy, but if you want the all natural stuff, it's always a new brand and a new size. But today we're going with Untable de cacahuate.
Untable? Untable.
Untable. Does that mean anything?
Spreadable.
Spreadable. I didn't know that. I'm learning Spanish today.
I hope we're teaching you some Spanish today because you're gonna need it. Nothing is in English, so come prepared to practice and learn new words. At Walmart. Precios bajos todos los días.
Rice. In the US, we get jasmine. Here, it's hard to find. So we get grano grueso. It all tastes fine.
No.
Okay, fine. It tastes fine. It's fine, okay?
It's different.
It's not jasmine. It's not jasmine.
These are gonna go great with our enchiladas.
So you guys saw the price of Dos Equis. It's not what we're getting here. It's just not our favorite. We always get Bohemia Oscura. It goes better with our enchiladas. This one is on sale, cheaper than Dos Equis. So we got a deal. And last but not least, again, we have chicken breast and ground beef. So I mentioned that I wouldn't have free-range chicken breasts here in Mexico. I was right. They don't have organic either. This is just normal chicken breast. I think it is a little bit more affordable here than in the US, which is nice. And then the ground beef in the US, we got 93.7. This is 95.5. And the weight we got here is a little bit more than what we got in the US. So we have to do a little bit of math. But now that we kind of wrapped up, I'm starting to think that the two will be within like a couple dollars of each other. So it's time to check out and see which one is in fact more expensive or if they're exactly the same. Es posible. I know the total. It may have been wrong. But how wrong? All right, the moment of truth. We brought our receipt from the US. We paid $86.54 at Walmart in Kentucky, and I'm gonna put the peso amounts right now in the converter or the exchange rate thingamajig. In Mexico, we paid $73.84. So groceries here are in fact cheaper. Beer Stud, you were wrong. It's like at least 10%, 15% cheaper here in Mexico. Also, I think important to mention, in the US, Walmart is probably considered one of the more affordable grocery stores. Here in Mexico, it's definitely on the more premium side, but still very nice to see that it's still a little bit more affordable here in Mexico. So that's a good sign, even with the exchange rate kind of becoming more favorable for the peso. We're still saving some money here. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember, there is the residency cheat sheet that you can get in the description below and that top pinned comment. Check it out if you want to move to Mexico, and thanks for watching. If you want to see a different video, watch this one. It's also about grocery stores in Mexico. Gracias.